yo. What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Leroy. Got my guys Matt and Zach here with me. Hope everybody's having a great weekend out so far. Got some great slate of games this weekend coming up in the NFL. Games going on in college this weekend. But Matt and Zach, how y'all boys doing this weekend, man?
Good.
Same old.
First weekend I've had off in forever.
I know it's crazy. See you pop up. I was like, oh,
Bro, you said I'll be on if you have me, and I was like, bro, what?
I've been away for like 8 months. I feel like freaking working all the time. So
it's been a minute for you. I'm still getting this shared around everybody. Got Nathan dropping comments down there early. I see the numbers down there, but I don't think 4 years 51 is going to do it for a quarterback. Just want to throw that out there. But yeah, man. Let me go ahead and jump into these scores that we had around the NFL this past weekend. We had Thursday night open up. The Chargers beat the Minnesota Vikings 37-10. The Seattle Seahawks beat the Houston Texans 27-19. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers lost to the Detroit Lions 24-9. The San Francisco 49ers beat the Falcons 20-10. Cowboys beat the Commanders 44-22. What's that? The Cardinals lost to the Packers 27-23. The New York Giants lost to the Broncos in a heartbreaking loss 32-33. They blew a 18-point, I think it was, fourth quarter lead or something like that, or
I thought it was like a 26 point.
No, it was like 26 or something. It was 19.
Yeah,
19.
They gave up 33 in the fourth. The Raiders lost to the Chiefs 31-0. Chicago Bears beat the New Orleans Saints 26-14. The Browns beat the Dolphins 31-6. The Panthers beat the Jets 13-6. The New England Patriots beat the Titans 31-13. The Philadelphia Eagles beat the Vikings 28-22. That was last week, that is. The Minnesota Vikings got to win this weekend, or this Thursday. The Los Angeles Rams beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 35-7. And the Pittsburgh Steelers lost to the Bengals 33-13. And the Colts put a beating on the Chargers, man. 38-24. Wasn't even as close as the score would indicate. But any thoughts on that game, man?
Yeah, my first thoughts were what happened in the second half is what I expected to happen the entire game. The first half was pretty much all Colts, and then the second half was pretty much back and forth. So I really expected that game to be closer. I didn't expect I'm glad the Colts played the way they did, but I was not expecting them to come out the way they did.
In the second half?
No, the first half when we freaking up 23-3 or whatever. I was not expecting that ass whooping.
Yeah, definitely wasn't it. Well, I mean, it's like the way I expect our offense to move the ball and score. I kind of expected the points, but I was expecting a lot closer from the Chargers to start out. So I definitely get what you.
Yeah, I expected the Chargers to be following suit with scoring back and forth.
Absolutely. What about you, Zach? Any thoughts on the game?
So how the Chargers played Thursday night is how I expected them to play versus Indy on Sunday.
Exactly.
Like I expected that to be a dogfight, and it wasn't. If that makes sense, like how Indy. I mean, no one stopped our offense all year, and I didn't think the Chargers actually could. But honestly, I thought it'd be a lot closer than it was the whole game, and I honestly turned it off at halftime. I was like, all right, it's done. Like I've seen enough. It's done. I went and did I turned it off at halftime. Was like, all right, count this one up. We're good. And I went and did something else. I didn't even watch the second half of that game, to be honest with you.
I could ever turn off a game for the Colts.
Dude, I turned it off.
Where they whooping somebody's ass.
I mean, you guys kept me updated. I knew who was doing what with what because of the Damon and going nuts in the chat and everything like that. I was all like, all right, like I don't even need to watch this. I'll know if we win or lose or how it goes. So I turned it off because I was like, all right, They got no answer for JT. They've got no answer for no one. So let them eat.
Texas ended up winning that game.
Did they? They won it in overtime. Yeah,
17-point deficit came back.
yeah. I got the LSU game.
Yeah. So let me see real quick. Matter of fact, yeah. So let's go ahead and jump into it a little bit, man. Pretty much the Colts opened up out of the gate, man. Jonathan Taylor had a 23-yard touchdown. What can we? There's not enough words we can say enough about JT in the year that he's having. Um, the Chargers come back, drive down. We end up stopping them in the red zone, held them up. We missed the extra point actually, so it made the score 6-3 to start us out. Daniel Jones then came back, gave us a touchdown with Michael Pittman, then another touchdown for Daniel Jones to Tyler Warren. And then we went down and we took the ball away right before the halfway point and pretty much got a field goal there. And that was pretty much all she wrote. The score was 23-3 at halftime. And from that point on, it was just score for score, back and forth, and the Chargers couldn't stop us at all. Um, with that being said, man, I did want to ask you guys on offense. We had the drive where pretty much we basically had the ball taken away at right before halftime, and we didn't drive to score. It was basically or just for a touchdown per se. We kind of settled out for a field goal. I kind of didn't like that at the time. I was happy to get points, but I thought those were one of those moments where if you got a team down, you really want to take them out and put them away. What was you? Did you guys have any thoughts or opinions on that? Why to not,
I mean,
think the touchdown there?
I always want to score a touchdown. I'd prefer to be more aggressive, especially when we had the timeouts. Um, but Shane's thought process of it when they asked him about it going in at halftime, and he said he did it just because he wanted to have be the last ones to have the ball. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I always want 7. I don't
Yeah.
care too much for 3, especially when you got the timeouts and the time on the clock to do it. But I'll take the 3 points.
Yep.
If it would have hurt us, if they would have came back in the second half, then I'd probably be like, oh, okay, no, we should have been a little more aggressive there.
Yeah. Zach, do you have any thoughts on that?
I actually wasn't mad like at all. Um, Points are points in my opinion, and how we were playing with all that momentum. Honestly, this is gonna sound like a spoiled ass Colts fan, but like I felt like we could waste a possession and it wouldn't have mattered because like the Chargers were not getting stops all day, and as I said, I thought the game was over at halftime. Like
Yeah.
I thought we were cooked. We had them cooked by halftime. So that one drive wasn't a big deal for me.
Yeah. Got you. Yeah, no problem. I just was like, I just wanted a touchdown there. Wish we could have got that, but I wasn't mad because we ended up getting points as well. But just was thinking that like you want to put somebody away, especially Justin Herbert ended up throwing for over 400 yards in that game. Obviously, he had to with the way that they were down. So, um, it is what it is for him. Got a few comments in here real quick. Appreciate everybody who's jumping in here, dropping us comments. Appreciate you, Ricky Johnson. I don't know if I've seen that name before. Um, yeah, Nathan, no quarterback is signing a contract for 4 years, 51 million. That's just not going to make any sense to us. Nathan's also saying the Colts need some corners, can't stay healthy there. Hopefully they could. What's up, Trust? Appreciate you coming in again. Um, Trev is think he's kind of busy tonight.
He's out to dinner with his wife's friends.
Okay, so yeah, so maybe he'll join us later if he can come back in. Um, yeah, so appreciate everybody for coming in. Um, all right, and then so yeah, speaking of that, man, we do got some guys that are finally coming healthy. Jalen Jones has been activated. He practiced pretty much limited all week, so that'll be some defensive help there. No word on Jalen Carlisle; he's still out. Um, and then who else was it? Samson Ebukam did not practice all week. and then Taekwon Lewis did practice for some of the week, but then he ended up being ruled out as well. So it looks like we're starting to kind of see some guys get healthy on defense. Obviously, we still got a couple guys down. Did you guys have any thoughts on the defensive performance? We ended up, you know what? I actually got it right here. Let me see real quick. My bad.
Yeah, my first thought
Um,
is giving a shout out to Zaire Franklin on that final freaking play or that third down play where he made
yeah,
that where he actually covered downfield and actually made a play on the ball. It's pretty
covering
impressive.
Matt McConkey. Yeah, yeah, definitely. So we ended up pressuring so Justin Herbert dropped back 61 times. We only blitzed on 12 of those dropbacks, and we generated 27 pressures on 44% of them. So this was the third highest pressure rate allowed all season. So we definitely got a lot of pressure. We were able to keep Justin Herbert under duress all day. We intercepted him twice. We had a pick, deflected pass, and then intercepted by Grover Stewart. And then we also had a red zone interception by Nick Cross. And then we also had, see where did I have that one at? We had 9 pressures individually by DeForest Buckner with 2 sacks. Quiddy Pay had 8 pressures, and then Leatu Latu had 7 pressures and 1 sack. What did you guys think of this defensive performance that we have for the Chargers? Obviously, with Herbert throwing for the yards that he threw for, but I really feel like a lot of those were garbage time when all you can do is throw the ball to try and catch up.
Yeah, I mean, it took him 55 attempts to get to 421 yards. So, and all I've seen all week was, oh, they let Justin Herbert throw for over 400 yards. Yeah, that's fine. It took him 55 attempts to get there. If you throw 55 times and you don't throw for over 350 at least, you've got some other issues. I thought the defense played really well in the first half. In the second half, it looked like Jim Harbaugh took them into the in the locker room, made some adjustments, were able to come out and make it a game. I guess you could call it that toward the end there, but we made some clutch plays and clutch moments. So I thought the defense played really well.
Pressure's cool and all, but I absolutely hate how Lou Anarumo goes soft as soon as we get a lead. I feel like every time the Colts have gotten a lead this year, he immediately comes second half goes just cover 4 all game or cover a soft cover 2 and just says, "Okay, it's time for you guys to beat us." And I mean, if that's what the Colts want, cool. But I also think Indy keeps doing that, they're going to lose a lot of games playing like that. Like I just would like to see the defense approach a game and play with the first half ferocity and carry that over into the second half. Because in my opinion, versus the Cardinals and versus the Chargers at halftime, both those after coming out in the third quarter, it's basically Colts defense just goes soft, goes limp, and then it's like, oh, we're gonna score 31 points a game, outscore us, and no team has done that yet. So
Well, I don't know about the Cardinals game. The Cardinals game, I don't really feel like we played off at all because we were coming back in that game. It was kind of
ah,
back and forth, and we had to score to go up with the 1 minute and 45 seconds left, and so I feel like we pretty much kept pressure in that game. But I feel like that game was a lot different for us because our game plan ended up changing at the start of the game. The way that we were supposed to play Kyler Murray versus Brissett. Um, I mean,
I just
I get the soft coverage of it all, but I feel like it's a little bit different for us this season just because we're used to the Gus Bradley, the
right,
Eberflus back off type defense.
right,
But in this situation, just like multiple NFL players to tell you, it's harder to play when you got a 20-point lead, a 15-point lead, and you
right.
don't want to give up the big play to let that lead get snatched from you. So I get what you're saying, but I think at the same time, it's kind of we're playing at that necessity just because of the way that we're getting after people. Now, if our D line was just getting the quarterbacks with the 4-man pressure like the way that they're supposed to, then it'll look a little bit differently. But I kind of get where you're coming from. But it's just hard to not want to blow a lead.
To me, it's my one gripe with Lou Anarumo. Like I love the scheme that he's brought in. I love everything else. I just hate it. I feel like second half comes he goes away from that match man coverage and goes straight zone. And then it's all like you said, Matt, Herbert throws for like 5,000 yards. Yeah, well, three-quarters of that literally came in quarter 3 and 4. So that's just my opinion on it.
No, I do agree with you a little bit because being defensive side of the ball my whole life, I liked being aggressive throughout the entire game. And I used to hate when coaches used to make us go soft, or they would pull out the starters and put in second string freaking players. And I used to hate that. I always wanted to dominate the entire game.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's literally the only gripe I have so far in the season with every game so far is I feel like Lou has a tendency to want to ease up or change things, and I think he's trying to do too much rather than just stick with what we're doing in the first and second half, and then make minor adjustments, or the first 2 quarters, make the minor adjustments, but still play that tight physical defense. Like that's just the trend that I've seen through every game I've watched this year. That Lou likes to second half, he likes to just go straight zone, and we're gonna make you dink and dunk downfield.
Yeah, no, I definitely hear you on that because it's like that. Watching that Chargers game, you don't want them to end up, making it as close as they did because you want to still stay aggressive. So I definitely
But I'll,
hear
I'll
what you're
say
saying
this
on that
though.
part.
I'll say this though. I at the same time I didn't mind it because that one drive took what, like, goddamn 20 something
I
plays
think
to
it
get
was,
downfield and didn't even
yeah,
score. So I mean, I'll take the bend as long as we don't break. I'm good with it. I don't care about, like, I even said to somebody earlier this week on Twitter, I was like, I don't care about the amount of yards we let up. All I care about are the
Neither do
points.
I.
And they were
Right.
like, oh well, yards lead to points. I'm like, not necessarily. That's not how that does not work entirely. They don't go hand in hand. Like Justin Herbert, 421 yards, but at the same time, he lost 38 to, what was it, 24?
yeah,
Like, yeah, you got points, but you got three touchdowns out of 421 yards, and not all three touchdowns were Justin Herbert's. So let's be real. I don't care. I've always been, you know what, as long as we don't let up the big play, because if we start letting up big plays and then they're scoring on, these scoring drives are 4 or 5 plays, or 6, 7 plays. Now we're in a hole. Now we're having issues. But if we're letting up all these yards, we're making them have to drive down the field with 15 plus plays and they don't get points out of it. I'm good with it.
yep, and that's exactly how. Like, I don't want to bring up any harsh feelings because Colts fans, I'm telling you right now, I didn't care about the comeback that we had in Minnesota in 2020,
We let up big plays.
2023. I didn't want to win that game anyway, but that's how you lose one of those games where you let one big play happen and then you make a mistake on offense, and then
Once a
boom, they make
Yep.
they have another good drive, and then boom, your 20-point lead, 30-point lead gets cut in half in like seconds. So
Yeah, because
um,
because the team, once they get a big play, man, that's momentum. They
exactly.
start feeling themselves. They start getting that confidence back in them, and if you're
And
making
like
them drive down the field and have long offensive series, they
it's
aren't feeling
hard.
it.
It's
Yeah,
hard to keep
that
having those drives
you're
over and
making
over.
them work for it.
Yep, it's hard to keep that up. So if a team can go and earn it, you got to make them earn it. So I definitely get what you're saying, Zach. But at the same time, it's like it's tough when you got that kind of lead to not want
True.
to blow it.
True. 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 Don't
um,
disagree.
yes, appreciate you giving us some extra shout outs there, giving us some extra viewership. Appreciate you. Joshua Merchant saying, "Hey guys, just want to say love your show. Look forward to it. Wanted to get your thoughts on extending Alec Pierce. I know a couple of Colts fans who don't want to overpay it for a third wide receiver, but I think he's earned to at least be extended."
I'll
Oh,
comment on
damn.
this. I'll comment
We
on
just
this because
talked about this.
I'm a extend Alec Pierce fan, because I want to keep this offense together for at least another couple years. Like, as many of these guys as we can, especially guys that are outside on the perimeter, right? If you're looking at a third wide receiver, sure, he's typically wide receiver too. And if I had to choose between him or Downs, I'd want to keep Alec Pierce just because he's the outside guy. It's hard to find guys on the outside that play as well as Alec Pierce and Michael Pittman Jr. do. It's a little easier to find those shiftier guys to play the slot. So I would definitely resign Alec Pierce.
You want to go, DeMarco? I'll go last.
Yeah, sure, I'll go. Yeah, yeah. I'm also extend Alec Pierce guy. I mean, I personally don't care. You look at some of the other offenses and teams and stuff like that around the league. I've always been the type of person where Colts fans will sit here and fight over which one to pay, which one not to pay. I'm like, why don't we be one of them teams that pay people early and then you don't have to worry about it? You pay them early, you get the contract out of the way, you don't have to overpay for anybody. So I actually will bring that up closer towards the end. I got a little bit of uh, panic or panic or patience towards the end on some of this conversation here. But I'm definitely with it, man. I want to keep Alec Pierce in the building. I want to see him get extended.
Joshua, it pains me that you're a FS Who fan. That that you got to be a FSU fan because the fact that we're Colts fans is heartwarming. But I'm not paying Alec Pierce. Wide receivers are the new running backs. Like with how much teams are throwing the ball in college anymore, this and that, you can find guys easily. Like I believe you will see teams now pay running backs before they pay wide receivers because with the amount of turnover that wide receivers, how many wide receivers every year come out in the draft and you can get in the first, second, and third round is nuts. Crazy. Like you can find guys late and you can get that production. So I look at paying Alec Pierce is you pay him, cool, but he better have 1,000 yard season. Like he better have double digit touchdowns. He better have something that you can't find in this draft because if in my opinion, all Alec Pierce is a deep threat. And you can go find 6'3" dudes who run fast downfield in the draft every year. I look at what Downs does is far more valuable than Pierce. I look at what MPJ brings, not only in the locker room, but being the consummate, possession receiver is far more valuable than what Pierce offers, which in the Colts offense is all he does is run deep. That's all he is. He's just a deep threat. Like I've never seen him run a short route. It's a
He
15-yard
literally
in route.
he literally
It's a
just sealed the game last week on a short route.
it's a 15-yard in route or it's something deep.
Oh yeah, you didn't watch the
I
second
didn't
half.
watch
My
second
bad.
half. Yeah.
he also did versus the Cardinals too. So
Yeah.
Like all I'm saying is if that's the scheme that we're gonna run, where it's like, hey, Pittman's the guy who gets majority of the touches and Downs is a threat, and then any other pass is to Warren. I honestly feel like you one of these guys has got to walk. So
I just
if you pay Pierce, Downs is gone. If you pay Downs, Pierce is gone because Warren, he's a dude I would rather pay early than pay late. Like he's a dude that he is the future of our offense. It's
whoa, whoa,
JT
whoa, whoa.
Warren and it's
We got to
J
relax there. We still got
it's
4 more years of Warren. Let's
it's
relax.
It's JT Warren and Pierce and Down or JT Warren, Pittman and Downs. Like to me, that's where majority of the ball goes. So like I'm not paying a third receiver. I ain't doing it. If you pay Pierce, Downs is gone. If you pay Downs, Pierce is gone. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I can't sit here and act like I'm totally against what Zach is saying. I think the
no,
Colts
me
got to
either.
find what their true value is. Like I said pay Alec Pierce, but I'm also the same guy that has said the same thing that Zach just said. There's so many receivers that come out that I'm willing to take a third to a fifth round receiver in every single draft from this point forward as a building, just because of the talent you could possibly find
Yeah.
somewhere
I
in
do
there.
I,
So
do- I do look at
that's kind of where I'm at with that.
oh LSU just blocked a punt. Damn. All right. Well, no, I mean, I don't disagree. I think when you look at our offense and you look at the wide receivers, you got to look at who you can replace. I guess essentially inside the organization already. And I think realistically, Downs is more replaceable than Alec Pierce is. If you'd seen the games that Alec Pierce was out, how our offense did not perform as well because that deep threat was taken away. But then when Josh Downs was out, we didn't really miss a beat. So, I mean, you could look at it from all different angles. Honestly, sign either one. I don't care.
Right.
It's it is what it is.
As
Either way,
long
I
as
think
we
our offense
replace him.
keeps moving. Yeah, as long as we're able to replace one or the other, I'm good with it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like plus we got AD Mitchell sitting in the wings if he can get his ish together as well. So it's like I'm not totally opposed to what Zach is saying at all.
No, me either.
Dave Stewart is saying here, I appreciate you coming in back in, Dave. Also appreciate you as well, Raheem. Seeing you comment up there. You too as well, Detrius. Um, Zach, it seemed that they were easily hitting the second level receivers on the sidelines quite often. A number of times, Blackman had the receiver on the out, but behind him, it was easy pitch and catch. He's basically
Yeah.
adding on to your point about how we back off too far and kind of just let guys eat up a little
We
bit.
just go straight zone. And it's
I wonder
irritating.
why. I wonder why YouTube is showing up that way with their names, with their
At
handles,
next to it,
and not their actual name like it used to.
yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know if YouTube made a change or something. I didn't do anything different.
Appreciate you coming in, Paul. How you doing, man? We're all doing good here, man. Happy and healthy. Um, Nathan says, I hate to say it, but the Colts are moving on from AR. Can't stay healthy. I'm not gonna lie
Next
to you.
comment.
Yeah, I was about to say I
Next
don't really
comment.
care too much for this the AR conversation right now too much anymore, man.
Yeah.
Um,
We're not touching that.
I'm not.
Paul says after the Chargers game, I'm convinced we may go the distance. Super pumped, man. Hey, I want to get into this one as well, man, because there's two guys on this offense I really want to give some praise, man. I put together some bullet points here, man. It's
Bortolini?
Daniel Jones. No, it's Daniel Jones and Jonathan Taylor, man. I'm convinced, man. I'm all in on Danny Dimes, man. I think he's the guy for us
Damn,
right now.
DeMarco.
I
I
still think
never.
we need to, I still think we need to draft for the future in like 2 years. But like as of right now, bro, like this is not the same Daniel Jones that I've been
No,
seeing for the last
no.
6 years, bro. Like
It's different.
he's throwing back foot pressure in his face, like
Deep
literally
throws. Remember, everybody said he couldn't throw it deep.
all he could do was dink and dunk. Couldn't play well against pressure. I mean, this is not the same quarterback, man. He has changed so much. It's crazy that we're not watching the same guy. This is not a guy that's been panicking. This looks like a guy who's been cool, calm, and collected in the league for like 10 years. Like, it's insane to sit here and see. He's been really good, man. And I'm just convinced. I know that Chargers, well, that defense was it was seventh ranked defense in the league before we came in and whooped their ass last week. And y'all seen what they did to them in those Vikings this past week, even though it was, hurt Carson Wentz.
There was also someone who I listened to the it used to be the Around the World podcast, but they changed the name of it. It's Greg. I can't remember his last name. Begins with an R, and then Cynthia. Yeah,
Rosenthal. Oh.
Yeah, and then Cynthia so and so. She's on there. She made a comment that one of those throws that he threw was a no look pass as well.
I don't
remember what play, but she definitely pointed
This
that
is
out.
the Danny Dimes I saw in college. Like, dude, been
honest,
balling.
I didn't watch him in college. I didn't even
No, I
know
feel
who
you.
he
He went
was
to
when he got
Duke.
drafted.
He went to Duke, and I mean, I'm just a nerd like that who watches small school football. So, like, Duke and like Wake Forest and the
So what
bottom
you're telling
half
me,
of the
what you're telling
the
me is
bottom.
the colors. He just feels good in that right colors.
I
he had
mean,
to get
possibly.
the right shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then my other guy is, man, Jonathan Taylor, man. We all know we don't have to dive too deep into it, but like Jonathan Taylor is getting better as the years come. Power protecting has picked up. His receiving has gotten better. And the dude has 11 touchdowns through 7 games, bro. 7 games. Like
the last running back to
touchdowns
win MVP was Adrian Peterson, and he had 12 touchdowns
2012.
that season.
And this dude got 11 through 7 games. Like, that's normally a season for most running backs. Like, this dude is ridiculous. He already has 693 yards. Like, it's just ridiculous, man. So, I'm pumped for it, man. I hope we can keep staying healthy because obviously health is a big part of it all. But I think this team, we just need to lock up this playoff spot and just keep rolling, man. Because I think we can really do some things if we get a little bit more healthy on that back end. Obviously, I know everybody wants us to trade for a corner, although I don't think that's what Balor's going to do. But if we keep getting healthy, I think we got a chance, boys. I think we
I
got a
saw
chance to have a special
I
season.
saw something right before the show that it was reported that the Colts have been making phone calls about corners.
That was from
Diana Rossini.
Diana Rossini. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she put out some reports. She also reported that the Jags have been getting
They're
calls
talking about
about
trading
Brian
him.
Thomas Jr., which
They are.
I don't think that's real.
Bro, they're going to trade him to Bengals for Trey Hendrickson.
I don't know. They got two pass rushers though. That wouldn't make any sense.
Hey, that's literally what I've heard.
I don't know.
But it's because I live in Bengal country, so.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess they could, but again, that would be what the Jags normally do to me. It's just stuff that wouldn't make sense. I just wouldn't understand it to me. Dave said if wideouts are the new running backs, then theoretically he will be affordable, and that's exactly where I'm at with it as well. I mean, give him 3 years, $54 million, something like that, right?
If he's worth that
would put him around 17, right?
Yeah.
Is my math right there? Yeah.
Guaranteed money. Yeah.
Look at you petting your kitty.
Yeah, he's the needy one, man.
I was gonna go with a different word, but I decided to keep it
PG. He's my needy cat. Yeah, this is Bo.
This needy cat. Oh jeez.
There we go.
What's up, Sean? Appreciate you coming in, man. Paul Nelson also says I saw J-Lon was in practice, but nothing else for this game coming up.
Yeah,
they didn't want to rush him back, so pretty sure they just kept it limited. Hopefully he's able to sprint, because if he can't sprint, he still can't play. So yeah.
You all concerned with Kenny Moore? The reports are about how he played, but he didn't look as quick.
No, he was definitely slower. He was definitely slower. It was noticeable.
I didn't think it mattered, because to me, if you got an Achilles, you can't play on it. So once you push off of it, that thing's going. So I think he could be playing a little bit more timid, just because it's when you're hampered a little bit, you don't want to.
You think about things.
I think it was. So I think it was mental.
I think he's still getting back into it. So I think
because
it was noticeable, and it looked like there were a few plays where it looked like he would have had interceptions on those plays, and it just didn't happen because he was moving like a step slower.
Like that the Lad McConkey play.
I just saw multiple people saying, "Yo, Kenny looks slow. Like he still looks like he can play, but he looks slow." What up, Joey?
Well, yeah, I mean it's in the back of your mind.
CTV, appreciate y'all, man. Yeah, I think that's all it is. I think he's just.
Oh damn! Was that a Joey comment? Oh,
that
Joey. Where the fuck is Chad, man? I'm about to.
And then he also been tackling. He's also been tackling really well, so I'm not too worried about Kenny.
Yeah, he definitely was.
Let's get into this Tennessee Titans game, man. So yeah, ruled out for the game. Obviously, Samson Ebukam with the knee, Tyquan Lewis with the groin, Jalen Jones is out with the hamstring, and then we had our guys full participants: Josh Downs, Ashton Doolin, and Tyler Goodson. So we got those guys back, and then the Tennessee Titans will be out with quite a few players, man. Calvin Ridley hamstring out, Jeffrey Simmons hamstring out, L'Jarius Sneed quadriceps out. He actually went on IR. And then Arden Key, Blake Hance, and Bryce Oliver, a wide receiver, offensive lineman. And then you guys already know Arden Key. But yeah, they got quite a few injuries. And then I believe Raheem said the Colts were going to win like 45-10 or something like that.
21.
21. So yeah, the Tennessee Titans, they looked a little bit different this past Sunday versus New England, though. They opened up, they started that game 7-0. They actually scored a touchdown, had a nice offensive drive. Patriots came back a little bit, got it close. It was 10-3 at one point, I would like to say. I think the Titans even went up 13-3. And then it was just Patriots from all that point forward. Cam Ward had a fumble that really kind of sealed the game for them when it was 24-13. when the Titans had a chance to make a drive right after a Patriots score. But they did look a little bit better on offense. You guys got anything to open this up for Colts?
Yeah,
Titans coming to Lucas Oil this Sunday.
I hate the one thing I don't like about division games is the fact that the second game is never the same. That was a hell of a catch. I don't know if you saw that. Sorry, dude just caught that shit one handed. Texas A&M. But no, I don't expect to see the same team that we saw. What was it, week 3?
Absolutely.
I don't know if they're going to be better or if they're going to be worse. I don't really know what to expect out of them. You know, they got a new coach. The whole team's kind of looking different. I know, oh boy, I don't know his name. He's a no-name guy to me. Said that he knows how to stop us, but I don't think he does.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
He's a linebacker. He was like in an interview, like, "Oh, I feel good about our game plan." Like, okay,
yeah.
but no, I don't know what to expect. What I fully expect is us to just straight dominate. We should be able to put 50 on this team.
Cody Barton.
Yeah. We should be able to put 50 on this team, but at the same time, I'm not expecting 50 on this team just because it's the second time around. They kind of saw how our offense operates. They're probably going to attack us defensively a little differently. I do think that as long as we get good pressure, I think this is one of those games. I know we talked about it last week about the stunting. I think this is one of those weeks where you don't want to do that because you definitely have to contain those edges and bull rush straight to Cam Ward, keep him inside the pocket. I don't know. I expect us to dominate, or at least I hope we dominate, and that we don't fall into like the second game woes of playing a division rival.
Yeah, I fully expect Shane to keep us ready and whatnot. I think that he doesn't take any team lightly. He knows that every game and every win matter, but obviously players got to go out in the field and play. So I fully expect this to be like a 3 to a 7 point game at some point, and it'd be looking like, what the hell are we doing out there? I fully expect it. So I hope all the boys come out ready to go. We should easily dominate this team. But again, division rivals, the NFL, you never know how these games might go. So I fully expect it to be, a legit.
I do want to say a lot of like NFL analysts, national media are all saying, let's see how the Colts perform with now having expectations. And I totally disagree with what they're saying about it, saying like, oh, well, now that they beat the Chargers, there's expectations of them being good and all this stuff. And how do they deal with that? And if you listen to like things that Daniel Jones says, right, they always expect to play the way they played against the Chargers. They expected to be where they are now. They don't really care about the expectations of national media. It's like just because national media now expects it doesn't change the expectations within the organization.
Doesn't look like you guys knew much.
Yeah, doesn't look like you guys knew much. Like, yeah, like it's just, things like that kind of bother me. They're like questioning the mental state of a team that had already had the expectations of playing week in and week out.
Bless you.
Tressa, no, I don't see trap. I don't believe in trap games in the NFL.
I still believe
every game's a trap game.
But
yeah, every game's a freaking trap game.
Do I expect the Colts to dominate? Yeah, but I also kind of agree with what Matt said. Like, I think it's going to be essentially you fired your coach, so I feel like it's a whole new team because there's a whole new mindset that's in there. It's a whole new fresh blood. It's just a whole new vibe. Sometimes teams just gel better when people, are, I don't know, new voice, new locker room. I mean, Callahan's can't coach. That's a fact. Like, they're not head coach materials. I said when the Titans hired him that he would be fired in 5 years because he's a terrible head coach. Joe Burrow made him look good in Cincinnati. That being said, offensively from the Colts, I think it's going to be another game where they're just not going to get stopped. They're not. Like, you got to pick your poison, and with this many people out in Tennessee,
yeah,
good
that's
luck.
huge. No Jeffrey
Good luck.
Simmons.
Yeah.
No Jeffrey Simmons. JT should feast again.
So are you putting 9 in the box and stopping JT, and then letting everyone else go hog wild? or are you stopping everyone else and we're just going to give it to JT 40 times a game? Like that's
No,
where
I'm gonna just play a base defense and hope they don't kill us. That's what I would do.
right, right.
I just play
Like,
a base defense and hope we don't die on either side.
like, I mean that's it. Offensively, the Colts will score points. To me, it'll come down defensively because Cam Ward, you give him time, he will pick you apart. He's that guy. He can read coverages. He's already proven if you make a mistake, he'll find a way. He'll find a way to capitalize. But
Bless you.
I think it'll be closer than anticipated. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, no doubt. Dave Stewart also threw another comment in there about Kenny. He said he played 60 snaps. They showed him stretching between plays. Definitely made sense.
I do want to add
Hey,
on to the new coach. That having a new coach also goes down to decision making by the coach.
yep,
There were
Yeah.
definitely decisions that when Brian Callahan made in the last game that
yeah.
definitely put them in a hole, and I don't
Like
Yeah.
expect this coach to make the same decisions. Hi, mom.
I said he should have been fired that week. I thought it was ridiculous. Hey, Matt's mom. What's up, Chandler Rhodes? Appreciate you
That's a
coming
new
in.
name.
Says, what's up, guys? Yeah, that's also a new commenter. Never seen that name before. Joey says, everyone in the Colts gear looking fresh. Appreciate you. Paul No says, who's that left corner for the taking we should go after? There's been a few
There's multiple
names.
names that have been thrown out there on the
There's
trade
multiple
block.
names. I've been high on Reek Woolen. Somebody pointed out there's a guy, I'm forgetting his name right now, plays for the New Orleans Saints. That people are saying that we should go and target as well. That's been playing pretty good.
That blue
So
kid, right? That Kelly Blue, whatever his name is.
let me see. I should have it in here somewhere. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Kid
It's
from Stanford.
Alante Taylor.
Alante Taylor, never heard of him.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a few names out there. But yeah, to that same point that you guys were discussing, man. I told Tennessee Titans fans from the jump because I remember when Brian Callahan got hired, I just thought it was like I thought it was a lame duck hire from the start just because you hire an offensive play caller or you hire a head coach to be your play caller that never called plays as the offensive coordinator. So I'm like, well, when you hire this type of guy, like you got to be sure about his leadership, intangibles, things that he's going to offer. You're hiring this guy to be a first time play caller with a team that was already struggling, and you're not planning to put a whole bunch of talent there. And then you just fired a GM, hired another GM, and then had to fire another one. So I just didn't think it was ever being put together well, and so I just thought it was going to be kind of done from the jump. Obviously, people as a fan don't want to believe you and think that you're a hater, so they didn't want to
Yeah.
listen to it then. But I kind of knew where it was going from the start.
We're also not going to see much difference in their offense anyway because even when you come in as an interim head coach, you don't change a lot offensively. You can't make massive changes schematically. It's going to look similar.
What up, Talon? Appreciate you. Oh, Justin says, so are we doing laundry early? No, same time. You got to do it same
Same
time
time.
every Sunday. um, but real quick before we get any further into this, Zach, I didn't even realize your name down there. Why don't we jump into that a little bit, man? The Colts, man.
Um,
Winning ways, or are we 1 year wonders, man? Let's
I've
get into
thought
that a
about
little
this
bit.
all week too, and I literally
this
just read it under his name and was like, "Oh man,
this is my question that I've had for a while, and I have a theory in part. Like, just because I want y'all's opinions, do you think that R.I.P. Jim Irsay, like great owner, but do you think that Irsay in his older years was the reason why the Colts were struggling because he kind of forced the Colts into taking a quarterback in Richardson at 4 that wasn't necessarily ready? So that held back what could have been. We could have had this success to start the winning ways to get back on the winning path? Or do you think that this is literally going to be a 1 year wonder? Colts are going to end up being, they're the darling of the ball this year, and they're going to end up being pumpkins next year. We're going back to being the dolts, bumpkins, all that crap. Like that's what I mean by that.
when did he pass away?
Before the season started,
I could have
like
sworn he
Who?
passed away after we got Daniel Jones.
Irsay, he did.
Oh,
He
So
yeah.
I
but
don't know. I don't know if that really suits That
But
theory,
my, what I ask is because I've heard this. This is just stuff you read online that Ursay was kind of forcing things with the Colts taking a quarterback, i.e., Anthony, before they really wanted to, because apparently that wasn't necessarily the plan with how Shane and Ballard wanted to go about things. But Ursay was adamant. So my question is with Ursay passing and his daughters taking over, her having that cleaner vision, straight up, the only thing that matters is winning. We don't care if it's done however it's done, as long as winning is at the keynote or the cornerstone.
I mean,
How we get there.
if the thought process is that AR would have been starting if Jim Irsay was still alive, then I would agree, but we just don't know. I mean, that's like a we just don't know how
Abs-
that would have went down if
absolutely not.
That's fair
yeah.
because
Now
there's a part
I
of me.
have I have had the thought because I'm kind of a conspiracy theorist when it comes to sports sometimes, but I have come to the thought of, are we winning because of what happened to Jim Irsay?
I think
Like
so.
like betting odds type wise, like, oh well, the Colts just had a tragedy. You remember when the New Orleans
Yeah,
Saints,
yeah,
after Katrina, it's
yeah. That's I.
the Patriots up there in New England became really good right after not. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
eh,
Uh,
there are some things that have happened historically where I'm like, there was a tragedy here. This is now, you know what I mean?
yeah. I
I have
mean
had that
that.
thought.
I think. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, I tend to agree, but I'm just curious if do you think regardless of who of the situation. I mean, to me, I think Fred a new point of view was needed. I think Jim being actively involved in the franchise for when he was that much older hindered the Colts.
It could have. It could have.
Yeah.
I, I mean, I look. I'm gonna say this. So, Daniel Jones was signed on March 13th, pretty much right when free agency opened up. Jim Irsay passed March 21st, or May 21st. I'm sorry. So before training camp even got open and underway. I don't think it had anything to do with it. Jim has always been somebody that said when you hire people, you let people do their job. And that's what he's passed on to his daughters, and that's what they continue to do. So I don't think that any owner or outside interference has been done to change anything. Now, if we go back 2 years to say when Anthony Richardson started and became our starting quarterback, did Ursay have some influence on that? I think absolutely. I think he wanted to get a quarterback, and he even said he might be willing to draft Will Levis, whether he was joking about it or not. He wanted to see better quarterback play. He wanted to get a guy to come in here and be the guy. But once he sees somebody play, Jim Irsay will quickly tell you, "Hey, this is it or it ain't." So now, if he would have seen Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson going back and forth and compete in practice, I don't think he's going to step into that to say whether who they should choose or not. So to your original point of it being winning ways or 1 year wonders, I think a lot's going to come down to that. So obviously, I think that we can't be like the Minnesota Vikings last year and let a guy like they did let Sam Darnold walk out the building, and then you let
Right.
Daniel Jones walk out the building. You can't
Right.
let two guys that can start just leave your building like that, and you go to depend upon JJ McCarthy, who cough I never believed in the first place. But the Minnesota Vikings did, so they put all their trust into him. I think that I think we continue to move forward and keep building regardless of it. I think our winning ways should continue, shall we stay healthy. I don't think there should be a ton of regression. If we look back at any indication of these Colts over the last what 6 years, maybe
Yeah.
7 years
Yeah.
since 2018,
Yeah.
we've had the Andrew Luck playoff season. 2019, Luck retires. We start 5-2 until Brissett gets hurt. We were a
Yeah.
good football team until he got hurt. You look at 2020, Rivers was good, led us to the playoffs. 2021, Wentz was, somewhat good enough to
Mediocre.
where some of us thought that we should keep him. Ursay disagreed with it. But then you saw that year, we were still a solid football team and we were above 500. Then, boom, you take it to 2022, our worst year was because Matt Ryan was absolutely garbage, and then our defense was terrible. And we've been building upon this every single year. So there's only been 1 year out of the last 7 years that we were absolutely just garbage. So I think that there's no way that this is just a one. Maybe it's a 1 year wonder of how good we are right now because we're 6-1 and can
Right.
be that good. But there's no way in shape or form that I think this is
I
just a
thought
1 year wonder of us being good.
I also think that if this 1 year and we have winning ways this year, it makes it easier to build on it. It
God,
makes Chris Ballard's job easier because instead of him trying to fix holes, he's just building with holes. You know, like there's not really. I mean, we can look at corner and say there's pressing need there right now, but that's because we have injuries.
Right.
But like it's just going to make everything easier moving forward. People are going to want to come here because they see the culture, they see how these guys are they talk about it all the time about how this offense they go out to eat together all the time and look at how they perform on Sunday.
defense
They
too.
yeah, they even said they eat dinner together like 3-4 times a week.
Yep,
Yeah.
Monday offense, Thursday defense, and then I want to say Friday full team or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like the culture in the building is going to be attractive to free agents, and it's just going to make Ballard's job easier.
And
It's
then
just
I think at this point you add to the depth to where we get down this road maybe next year, and we're not sitting here like, oh my god, this guy hurt, that guy hurt, this guy hurt.
yeah.
We actually have depth that's
Yep.
there that can come up, and we're not always depending upon undrafted free agents where you need to fill guys in.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I was just curious. Like I have it because winning ways are 1 year wonders, and then
Yeah, no, no,
this also can refer to Danny Dimes. Is Danny Dimes the Colts present? Like, is he going to be the guy for the next 2 to 3 years, 4 years, or is he a 1 year wonder?
I just think
yeah.
Shane's system fits Danny Dimes
I do. It's
way
perfect.
too well,
It's
and it's
perfect,
like
man.
this system is almost unstoppable. And Shane's not even doing anything cute. He's running the same concepts and just changing the formations.
Yeah,
So
I
he's
think
it's
literally
he's
perfect.
just telling
also
you to stop what I'm doing, or I'm just gonna keep doing it. And it's literally the same route schemes, same concepts. Everything is the same every play.
he also doesn't have to run like a type of some type of college offense with AR in there versus what he did with
Yeah.
Daniel Jones. It's a full offense that he can actually have concepts and methods and not just cutting down half of the field on a lot of plays and drives and stuff. So I again to your point, Zach, I totally get why you bring it up and why you ask, because I obviously don't want this to be a 1 year wonder for us as well, where we can start out 6-1, 7, whatever the case may be, how far we get down the line, which is why I also still think that not this year, but next year, the coach should plan on drafting a guy. I don't know whether it would be first round or second round. I wouldn't wait too long, but just have some type of future plan in place
Yep.
for development of another guy. But either way, whether Daniel Jones can continue to be that guy, I think we need to make sure, just like we did with Anthony Richardson and almost anybody else on this roster, continue to prove it each and every year, so we never have to end up being back to being mediocre Colts and talking about, are we going to go 8-9 or 9-8 every other year? Let's make sure we don't get back to that point. So
I agree.
I'm with you, bro. I totally hear where you're coming from. And this also needs to keep pressure on Ballard every
Yep.
offseason. Don't walk into the offseason and just sit pat on your hands. We're not asking for major moves every single freaking year, but give us one or two that we can actually talk about, depend upon, and play really well for us, like Cam Bynum and Charvarius Ward have done, man. So just give us a couple. Um, Dave Stewart says here, back in the day in Baltimore, Jim was the president and GM. He made bold moves that didn't pan out, so he could be pushing things that held us back. Um, I mean, I think this is a good point, as far as some past stuff, but I also think some of this is just Ballard being hesitant. He always believed in his guys that he had in the building. I think this was for him, for Ballard per se, that he finally reached that point where he knew that he couldn't keep staying the same way, or at least so far, at least this year he didn't. So we'll see what he does next year. I don't. It's tough to say because Jim's always been like, "Hey, I'll spend the money if we're gonna win." So I just it's just tough to say for
Right.
me that that
But Jim's
that
never had
Jones
an aggressive GM though. Like during Jim's
exactly
tenure, it was him, and then Polian drafted everybody. But when you draft arguably the greatest regular season quarterback of all time, everything else becomes a hell of a lot easier. And then Ballard walked into a very unique situation,
where
and
you got Andrew Luck and
yeah,
a roster.
and hasn't really had to truly rebuild it. Just retool it, and it's finally
Well, no,
looking like he's built a team, retooled a team that is one of the best in the NFL.
I will say he did have to rebuild it though because like the 2017 roster that he walked into
Was
when Andrew
garbage.
Luck was out, yeah, our 2017 roster was horrid. That shit
Yeah,
was ass. Like it was terrible. So I did think he fixed that roster and got us to a mediocre point. And then obviously, when he got us to a good point by getting Andrew Luck back healthy, you draft Quentin Nelson, you get Shaq Leonard, which was freaking an amazing 2018 draft. He was just never able to find out what pushed his roster over the top. And I
yeah,
think for years he's been kind of building that up and finally got a quarterback to be able to show us what these pieces can do.
yeah. I agree.
So I
I
think it's
agree.
been a whole lot of building blocks.
That was my just one of my big questions because I said if I'm going to do the pod tonight, I'm going to have one question that I really want to ask everybody's thoughts and opinions on. So that
No
was my
doubt. Paul Nelson says, I'm going to be honest. Luck was great for us, but Indiana Jones might have another statue on the other side of the stadium.
yo
Show that.
chill
I
chill
think
chill chill chill.
we gotta get a lot further before we do that. But shout
Dude
out
wins a
to
ring,
shout out
then
shout
he's
out
done what Manning did. So maybe.
yeah, shout out to Danny though. Chester says we're definitely going to be a different team next year because we're going to lose a few players we like. Yeah,
I
we'll
know.
definitely see how it goes. I mean, players come and go all the time, so you just got to be ready to replace them and make sure you have what's
Buckner,
next to be ready. Um,
JT.
yeah, I think no, I think those guys should still have two
JT's
years
next year will be
this year,
JT's.
next year.
Yeah, JT's will be in the last year of his contract next year.
Yeah.
Buckner's a free agent after the end of this year, I think,
No, it should
because
be
he
next
signed
year.
he signed that 1 year extension last year. So I thought it was a
No,
free agent.
I think that added another year on. So I believe it
I don't know.
should be 20 after 2026. I
I
believe
don't
so.
know.
Him and Grover.
And
Um
Grove.
yeah, yeah. So
Yum
um
yum, you mean? Yum yum.
Yum yum.
yum yum.
Yum yum.
The way he sat there waiting for the ball, yum yum.
Bro,
come through
Shane has been calling him yum yum all year. If you watch every freaking victory speech, it's like yum yum, yum yum. I'm like Jesus.
because he eats.
Yum
He
yum.
eats. That's why I call him yum yum because he eats. Oh shit.
Yum
Um,
yum.
but so yeah, I think we got to some of the injuries. Obviously, we know they're depleted on defense, so we know what our offense should do. Any thoughts on the Tennessee Titans offense? That will pretty much have everybody
Hey,
outside
hold
of
on, guys.
Calvin.
I gotta make a phone call. Take a phone call real fast.
All good, all good. Um, uh, hey Zach, don't forget to mute yourself. Don't want to hear your whole conversation.
He's
Oh,
gonna be
no,
talking to his
yeah.
Hello.
phone prostitute. You know,
He didn't put himself.
What's wrong, Avery?
you can mute him. I think.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, so they'll have pretty much on everybody on offense outside of Calvin Ridley. They did have I don't know if it was Elick Ao Minor or if it was DK that stepped. I think it was DK that stepped up on offense for them last week. They got Tony Pollard back. They're obviously their offensive line still struggling a bit. But any keys or takeaways or things to get into for the Tennessee Titans offense versus our defense this weekend?
My main focus from watching them, last time, because I don't really watch Tennessee Titans unless we play them, is pretty much like we talked last week about the stunts. We can't be doing that. We got to go straight to the quarterback. Got to contain the edges. Can't let Cam Ward get out of the pocket. Can't let him be slippery, and just apply pressure, man. I mean, their run game is okay. Tony Pollard's a hell of a running back. I mean, he could easily take over a game, but that offense really doesn't do much. I mean, they haven't scored 3 touchdowns in a game all year. Um, they're just not really doing much. That kind of like scares me.
Yeah, yeah. I think like with our injuries and stuff, and they did put 20 on us last time. I am just, I wouldn't say worried, just in the slightest bit, I would say cautious.
Yeah,
Just if we're not on our best day offensively, I don't want this to be a close game. I don't want it to I want it to be mucked up and get ugly. But if I'm being truthfully honest, I don't think that this game should be much close, if any at all. But obviously, we know how the NFL goes, so I just don't want it to be one of those days. But I do want to make sure we're not, letting these guys start coming into form or have really good days or anything like that. So I'm hoping that we can be as dominant as we have been.
I mean, if we start off with another pick 6 on the first drive, I'll be good with it.
Me too. I think that we thought I would have turnover. We can actually go ahead and wrap it up. That's another thing that I did want to get into as well. Turnovers. We are the only Jesus Christ. The only team in the NFL that has had a turnover in every single game this season. Do you think that continues this week?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Cam Ward turns the ball over every week.
Yep.
So I mean, I'm not too concerned with that. I mean, the one thing I like about us is it's usually a fluke interception if we do turn the ball over. Other than that, I don't think we've fumbled once all year.
Knock on wood, bro.
I don't. Okay, hold on.
Say something like that, and then we fumble. I'm gonna be mad as hell tomorrow.
Hey, we literally did that week 3 with Danny talking about he hasn't thrown a pick, and first play of the game he threw a pick.
No, I said he was going to though. It was against the Rams. He threw his first interception against the Rams, and I said it was going to happen.
I was saying I was hoping he don't. I think you and Trev did say you guys figured that he.
I expected it was going to happen. For some reason, I just had a feeling.
Yeah. It was turnovers. So yeah, real quick, couple comments. Dave said 70% of our players are homegrown, so these guys are draft choices. So definitely think we need to keep building upon that. Paul said, I'm just enjoying the season. It's been a long road, but I think it's going to be a tough road after the bye.
I don't.
Hey, hopefully we got the season locked up by then. You know what I'm saying? Have a good Thanksgiving. The division be locked up, man. I mean,
four games after the bye are divisional against Houston and Jacksonville, so those are probably the toughest games. And I think the Chiefs are highly overrated right now. Just because they beat the dog shit out of the Raiders, I really don't care too much. If our offense, as long as our offense performs against the Chiefs like they have every week, I don't think the Chiefs are going to be able to. It's going to look like the Chargers game, in my opinion.
I think if our offense performed the way they've been doing all season against anybody, I don't really care.
Yeah,
I really don't. Like, I can't even tell you, bro. Like, as long as I've been a Colts fan, which has been since about '98. I have never watched a Colts game and not worried about my quarterback throwing an interception.
Facts.
I watch Daniel Jones play, and I don't get scared that he's about to throw a pick.
Bro, for the at least the last 15 years, 15 years, I was always afraid when the offense came on. Even when we had Andrew Luck, it was either interception or touchdown. Like one of the two was going to happen. And even with Peyton, I was like, "Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
He's either gonna throw a hell of a throw, or he's gonna throw a one that we're all like, what the hell was that?"
Or he's gonna have 6 picks in one game.
Yeah, and I agree, man. It's been 30 years as a Colts fan, and I'm like last week, I think I said it in the chat. I don't think this is the first year as a Colts fan where I'll actually enjoy watching the offense. Usually I'm like, I'm going to walk away while the offense is on the field because I don't really want to see the turnover that's about to happen.
Yeah, it's going to be a touchdown or a turnover.
Yeah, I'll watch the defense, but now it's like I don't really want to watch the defense. I'm enjoying the offense. It's actually fun to watch. People are like, oh, Daniel Jones isn't as exciting as they are. I'm sorry, but I think it's more exciting because I'm not holding my breath and I know we're going to move the ball.
Absolutely. Dave Sewer says, stop Pollard, pressure Ward, get a lead so they have to throw and be one dimensional. Absolutely. Start with a pick and then end it from there. Paul also says,
In the
Matt,
regular
aren't we
season, we are.
undefeated against Mahomes? Regular season, yes, but we
Regular
lost
season,
to
we are.
Mahomes in the playoffs. So he is 1-2 versus us in his career. Uh, I did want to say, everybody keep your eyes out for a play that I saw Tennessee run against New England this past weekend. It was on a kick return. They got the kick return. The dude turns around, fakes like he was handing it off to the defender, and then he kept running with the ball. So that is something I want you guys to keep your eye out for this weekend and make sure that we don't get tricked on a kick return because DK has been really good. We don't need no stuff going on. I think that was all I had for my outlines there. And my last one was getting healthy. If we can get healthy and stay healthy, but obviously everybody knows how that's going to go. So I just hope that's the majority of these games, especially so for some of the ones that I feel like should be locked in on wins for us. Just stay healthy, and get out of the game.
Especially offensively. I think this is the first year. Let me knock on wood while I'm saying this.
Yep.
That we've stayed healthy offensively for the majority, including the offensive line. So
Yeah, I think it was Goncalves that we missed for one game,
yeah,
and then there was
and
a
then Josh
play.
Downs,
Oh yeah, Josh
and
Downs had a
then we
concussion,
missed AP for a couple weeks.
and then we had a play where we thought Q might have hurt his knee, but he ended up coming back that same game. So that was it.
Yeah, Paul. Our EPA is higher than the New England Patriots.
Yep. It's also but yeah, I had something else, man. I just think it's funny how like they say the Chiefs, right? They say the Chiefs were back after they slapped the Raiders, but we dropped 40 on the Raiders, and everybody like, the Raiders this week. And then the Chargers, they win this week after we whooped them and didn't even make them look like a legit team. And everybody's like, oh yeah, the Chargers are
Bro,
looking great tonight.
well that
It's
game
just
that game
hilarious.
that game I felt so bad for Carson Wentz. I don't man, it looked like he was just getting beat the hell up, man.
Oh,
Like
he was already hurting his
that's what I'm saying, bro.
left arm.
He had that 4 point fucking shoulder brace on to keep stability in his non-throwing shoulder. Then he
Yep.
smacked his hand on someone's helmet, so his hand was jacked up. Then he just kept landing on that shoulder. He was getting sacked left and right, dude. Like that game, like I legit watched that game and just felt so bad for the dude because he was
Yeah.
giving that team everything and he was getting no help at all.
It was rough. I mean, he didn't play well at the same time, but it was just like every single time he took a snap, it was duck.
Instant
He
pressure.
was duck,
Instant pressure.
duck.
Yeah,
He
dude.
was.
Like
It was crazy. Yeah, I couldn't. I just couldn't believe how much pressure he was under.
But yeah, I mean, I saw a lot of Chiefs fans on Twitter too, trying to compare their win against the Raiders to our win against the Raiders, and they were like, "Oh, well, the Chiefs, held them to this and held them to that," and who cares, dude? It doesn't matter. We dominated, y'all dominated, but it's the Raiders. Like
Yeah,
let's be real here. You lost to some teams you shouldn't have. We did not lose to any teams we shouldn't have. Let's
yep.
be real about it.
Let's be real. But they don't want to do that with the Colts. So it's all right with me, man. Just let them keep sleeping. I hope they
Yeah.
sleep for. I hope they keep sleeping for 21 weeks.
It's like we said last week, man. It was like the narrative keeps changing. If we were a team that was supposed to have 4 wins, we were supposed to be the easy game on everyone's schedule, and now that we're
Yep.
beating the shit out of everyone, every team that we play is the easy team. Like people saying, "Oh, the Chargers aren't a good team; they're overrated." Shut up, man! All last week, everyone was like, "You're not going to beat the Chargers."
Yep. The narrative changed every
The
single.
narrative
It's
changes.
hilarious how it changed from week one. Actually, not even week one, from training camp to y'all got two quarterbacks that are terrible. The 32nd ranked quarterback room in the NFL. To week one, y'all can't beat the Dolphins. To week two, y'all can't do this. To week three, week four, week five, every single
Every
week.
single week, man.
I'm loving it. Keep moving that goalpost. We just gonna keep hitting 70 yarders.
Yep, that's it.
Man. Damn, wish we could have got predictions from Zach before he got out of here. But I do want to ask a couple to you, man. Some panic or patience, man. I know we talked about it earlier, but we got a lot of contracts. I think that are coming up, and a lot of people discussing them. I'm wondering, do you think we should have panic or patience on extending guys before we get too late. So we got guys like Daniel Jones. Should we get him started? Alec Pierce, Nick Cross. A lot of these guys that could be coming up in the future here. Do you think we should have panic, or do you think we should keep being patient while this season is rolling?
This is one of those other type of conversations where fans, the narrative changes, right? Ballard has said multiple times, and it's the phrase that we've hated over his tenure being here, is the "I like the guys we have," right?
Yep.
So, and I think that phrase alone right now is where I'm not panicking. I'm more patient because Ballard is going to prefer to extend and keep guys that we already have in the building than
Yep.
he is going to go out and bring more people in to replace people who are performing. So I think Ballard is probably working and probably has massive headaches looking at numbers, trying to figure out how we're going to keep, who we're going to keep. And I, as a fan, I think we should be ready for the ride, because I think we're gonna extend more than what we think we are.
Yeah. So you basically saying have patience.
Have patience, yeah, man. Because Ballard says it all the time. I like the people we have in the building, and that's something I think everybody needs to remember. Ballard does like to keep people here if he can.
Yep, absolutely. I will say I'm panicking just a little bit, just because I don't want to wait too long. That's my only thing. I don't want to have
Okay.
it wait out to the end of the season, and we got to decide if guys are walking or not. Obviously, I think Daniel Jones will be a guy that's gonna get extended. I don't think that's gonna be a question at all. I think that'll be done sometime here within the next. I would guess by bye week is when I'm guessing that Daniel Jones and maybe somebody else will get extended. That'd be my guess right now. But just other guys like Pierce and Nick Cross, I just don't want it to get too late, and then we end up not replacing either guy later on in the deep end of it.
Nick
So
Nick Cross is a guy we need to keep, in my opinion.
yeah,
And if I had the choice between Nick Cross or Alec Pierce, I'm keeping Nick Cross. And uh, he's getting a lot of national attention that people don't realize is he's some national media's favorite player right now. Like I listen to a lot of NFL podcasts, national podcasts, where every time they talk about the Colts, it's Nick Cross, and a lot of people have him as the most improved player in the NFL right now. And it's showing. The guy's balling. So and to find a guy on the back end that's performing as well as Nick Cross is a lot harder to find than a
a wide
wide
receiver.
receiver. So I definitely want to see Nick Cross stay. If we have to choose between Nick Cross and Alex Pierce, I'd like to see us be able to keep both of them. But I do agree. I think the bye week is going to be where we start. We could be seeing some of these extensions happen, because I don't think Ballard wants to distract the team
Yep,
from what's happening right now.
absolutely, completely agree there. Um, Next one, panic or patience. Um, what was it? Well, it's kind of gonna go with the secondary, but it's obviously the defense, man. The defense has just been getting hit almost every other week, so not just secondary. Like I said, we lost Taekwon Lewis this past week with the groin. Ebukam is out with the knee. You think we should have panic or patience with this defense? Because obviously, we can hope to get some guys back, but every other week is an injury showing up on that side of the ball. We really don't want that to be something that derails our season if guys can't be healthy enough to make it through.
I think early on, because I think Taekwon and Samson Ebcom is they're week to week. I don't think it's something that we need to panic about,
Mhm.
especially right now, because we've got Tennessee this week, and then we got Atlanta next week, which Atlanta should be a pretty good game, I think. And then
Mhm.
we got the Steelers, and
Yep.
then we go into the bye. So I'm kind of patient here, just because of the conversation we had earlier, where even with the insane amount of injuries we've had, um, we've been a bend don't break type defense. Like I said, let up the yards, that's fine. As long as we stop them where it matters and we don't let up points, I'm good with it. I am a little concerned about the defensive line, because some guys that we've got coming up into the rotation I haven't seen play before.
Yep.
But I do think this week is a good week to get an evaluation on JTT, since we haven't seen much of him. So I'm kind of patient. I'm kind of in between, but I'm leaning toward patient.
Yeah, that's a good point that you made to start out. I think Taekwon Lewis is week to week, or no, day to day, I believe, and then Tyquan Lewis I think is week to week. So um I think I think that that's a really good point. I want to say I'm pretty patient on that side, just because I think that our offense is doing so well that I think it's like you got to be a really damn good offense to even make it kind of matter at this point.
Yeah, you got to be an
Um,
offense ready to do a shootout.
exactly. So I just think that as long as our offense can keep picking up that pace, averaging around that 24 to 34 range like we've been doing pretty much all year, I think it'd be pretty tough for anybody to stop us, especially for an offense that's struggling to get
Yeah,
anything going.
and the way
Um,
our offense is built too, and the way Shane is calling is if it comes into a situation where it's a shootout and we're going, toe to toe, score after score, Shane's going to slow it down, and
yeah,
we can slow it down with a guy like JT. We can slow it down with a guy like Tyler Warren. We can slow it down. J- uh,
exactly.
Josh Downs doing intermediate throw or short catches,
Mr. First
four four
Downs.
yeah 4 to 6 yards a play. I mean, this offense is just, we don't have to do
Coming.
big plays. We can easily do those 14 to 16 play drives. I think one week we had 19 plays that ended in 7. I can't
Yep.
remember if it was last week or the week before. 19 plays that blew my mind.
I think it was. I would like to say last week because we went for it on fourth down like
Like
three
3
times.
times. Yeah. And
Yeah,
I
in one
just
drive.
and we got 7 out of that drive. So I mean,
Yeah,
19 plays.
yeah.
I mean, if it comes down to a shootout, Shane can slow it down, and then our defense is catching their breath. That they're resting. They're coming up with whatever they got to do the next series to stop the offense. So yeah,
And like I said, a
you got to be
turnover
able
every
to
game.
stop
We've been
offense.
opportunistic, so
Yeah, exactly.
yep, for sure. I think that'll do it on Panic or Patience. Paul Nelson is saying here 31-24 Indy, let's go. Have a good night, guys, and
I
go
don't think
Colts.
it'll be that
Appreciate you,
close.
man. Appreciate you coming in. Chester said y'all need to watch Horseshoe Mob
I
podcast,
do.
the Stick Podcast, Anvil Show, Horseshoe Huddle with the Indianapolis Colts coverage. Yeah, I definitely watched those first two that you said. Those are our guys, Josh and Chris over there with
Yep.
those two respective shows. So appreciate those guys' work as well.
Yeah, we watched
Um,
them.
Dave Stewart saying, I think extensions wait at least until after the trade deadline. Yeah, the trade deadline is November 4th. So if we did the other extensions, like I said, I think it'd be bye week, which would be well after the trade deadline. So that's
Oh
right on the
dang!
money of what
Shout
we
out to
think.
Horseshoe Mob. They're in here.
There we
Nice.
go. Shout out
There's
to
our boys.
Josh and the Horseshoe Mob guys. Hey Josh, you need to pull up one of those. I think we did one of those random shows that you had on a separate show. So if you got that, we need to get one more of those. Get a couple of those in before the season start getting too deep. With all the guys just talking, he had a show with a bunch of Colts fans, and we was in there and just talking about the Colts this off season. So appreciate y'all, man, over at the Horseshoe Mob podcast. Let's go ahead and get into our predictions, man. I'll start first, man, and Matt, and just let you top off the show and cap it off. I'm gonna go ahead and say 34-14 Colts over the Tennessee Titans, man. I think it should be a game that that we should dominate. I don't think it should be very close. Obviously, this is the NFL, so please, people don't need to come back and tell me, "Oh, Colts only won by 4." You
It's
said it was
also
going to
game
be this.
2. It's also game 2.
Exactly. I do not care. It's a division rival. This game could actually be close, but this is truly what I think. If the Colts go out there, play their game, handle business, I think it'll be 34-14 Colts.
Yeah, I got a score in 34 as well. With a plus or minus like 3. But I had them at 13 points, so we're kind of around the same boat. Um, it's game 2. I don't expect it to be close, but I expect them to do a little bit more than what they did the first time around. So, new coach, not making so many bad decisions like at the end of the first half in the first game. I don't see him doing something like that. Um, yeah, I got 34-13.
And there you have it, folks. That's our predictions for the week. Tressa says that he hasn't seen Giddens and JTT. Yeah, JTT. I,
Amir
I
Abdullah is balling.
yeah, he's been
Amir
balling.
Abdullah is balling. His kick returns. I before he had that big return last week, it looked like he was going to have a big return early on, and
Yeah,
then when he does take some snaps, he gets 4 to 6 yards.
yeah, he's
So
been moving. He got. I want to say he's got 2 rushing touchdowns. I want to say. I think he's got 2 rushing touchdowns. I would like to say.
yeah, Yeah,
So
he's
been moving
playing
and
pretty
playing
well too.
Yep. And then I forgot to mention the Titans signed Joe Bacci this week.
Oh yeah, they brought him up. I don't know why. What's he gonna tell them? Oh, this is what they like to do offensively. Cool, you see it on tape.
No,
Good
he's
luck.
gonna hold on a return TD for the Titans. That's what he's gonna do.
On that one you brought up. They're gonna do the trickery. They're gonna do trickery.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna hold.
That would be hilarious, dude. Tressa says 34-17. Appreciate all of you guys every single week, man. I see new viewers, more people coming in here. Some people from Twitter. You
Now
guys
that we're
using
getting
YouTube,
more consistency again.
Facebook.
We're getting it back.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to the guys over at ZTV, Joey and the guys. And again, go ahead and check us out on all platforms. If you miss YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts,
Hey,
definitely all platforms.
Definitely if you watch the show, do us a favor and listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts throughout the week. Just it'll help us out. We added some ads in there, so just so that we pull in some kind of money, so you don't have to spend anything except for some time and just listen to it. It pulls in some money so that we can bring better content, bring more stuff into it,
and keep doing more. So appreciate everybody, man. Hopefully the Colts go out and continue our streak and get the business handled, man. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate
it's a 4:25 game too, isn't it?
No, it should be 10 or 1 p.m.
Yeah, the 4:25 Eastern. Yeah, you know what I meant. For us,
it should be
like
morning. No, it should be morning.
I'm pretty sure it's 4:25.
If it is, I'm about to be irritated.
I'm about to look because I'm pretty sure it's 4:25.
Nope, it's one. It is 4:20.
Yeah,
why do we got so many 1 o'clock games?
It's 1:25 for us, bro.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was a 10 o'clock game too, and then I saw
missed
it the other day.
10 a.m. games. Like, what is up with this? Like, we never had this many 1 o'clock games. Like, what the hell?
No. It's crazy. Gotta wait all day again.
The
good thing is we're not on the East Coast, so we don't have to literally wait all day. You and I just have to wait half the day.
Yeah, but the morning game, I watch our Colts, and then that afternoon game, I take my dad nap around 2 o'clock, 1:30, 2 o'clock. So
yeah, that's the only thing it messes with is my nap. It messes up my old man nap because I got to go to the gym before the game now.
Exactly. But it is what it is, man. We'll see everybody next week. Appreciate y'all. And as always, go Colts.
Go Colts.
Second down, he fakes the Taylor, fires over the middle.